So I could say rumor, um, but at this point, I mean it. I wouldn't be surprised because, quite frankly, this show has just been a disastrous endeavor, and you know, I've said before, this is a show that has 6 decades of history, and in the matter of basically one season, or it's been more than that. It started with Jodie Whittaker, with Chris Chinballs. Just in that short of a time, they have managed to completely decimate what Doctor Who is and what it's about. We go from, stories about an alien flying through time and space in a fucking police box to bullshit like this, fucking drag queens and lectures about transgender and pronouns and how racism bad. And again, for the fucking retards, I know that Doctor Who has always always had political messaging. But before, especially with Russell T Davies, he showed that you can have political messaging, but still make it fun for people who may not agree with you. That was the old Russell T Davies. Now, it's just in your face, and he only writes the show for people who think like him. He doesn't give a shit about everyone else. So it's a constant in your face, racism bad, white people bad. Oh my god, yeah, slay queen, Doctor gay and crying like this fucking motherfucker right here, who's never supposed to really cry, and when he does cry, in the past, it was really hard hitting moment. This motherfucker right here, just every fucking episode, just that's not who the fucking Doctor is. This dude who lives through the fucking time war, who kills his entire planet, he doesn't just cry like a bitch at any moment. No. But no, it's like, that's not who the Doctor is. It's like they do not understand this character at all. But Disney bows out of Doctor Who deal with BBC after a disastrous rating run during Davies and Gatwa era. Here's my shocked face. Doctor Who has lost another companion as Disney has decided to part ways with the endurable BBC drama. Again, 60 years of history destroyed. It started really back with Chris Chinballs, and when he wanted to do that fucking timeless child bullshit, like, oh yeah, William Hartnell, how he's the first Doctor? No, sorry, he's not the first Doctor. He's actually Doctor 1,254,863. The real Doctor, the first one, they actually started out as a little black girl. And then an evil white woman experimented on them and killed them over and over to make them regenerate. The first Doctor is actually black. So it was basically a spit in the face to every single Doctor Who fan who grew up watching William Hartnell as the first Doctor. People who, got into New Who were told that William Hartnell was the first Doctor, and it's like, nope, sorry, he's not the first Doctor anymore. He's not the first Doctor anymore. The first Doctor is actually black. Sorry, cis white men. Sorry. And then that's when people were like, you know what? Fuck this shit. And it didn't matter. Both sides were fucking pissed off. Because these fucking dipshits on the left who write the show seem to think that their people are going to just go along with every single fucking decision. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to make the Doctor black. And they just expect every single person to like, oh my god, yeah, so stunning and brave. When they don't realize that a lot of them, unlike them, they're not fucking retarded. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, stunning black woman, I instantly agree with this. No, people who are actual fans are going to be like, no, what? So you just retconned the first Doctor, so the first Doctor isn't the first Doctor, and the first Doctor is actually a little fucking black girl? Like, what the fuck is this? That's not Doctor Who. But 60 years. Ask yourself, what do you have in your life that you've had for 60? If you're over the age of 60, what do you have in your life that you've had for 60 years? 60 years is a long, long time. Imagine a show being around for that long. And then just in the span of a decade, gone. Just gone because the writers don't care about the story anymore. And they'd rather do stupid fucking shit like this. The fucking pandering and the virtue signaling and the in-your-face political bullshit rather than the subtlety of it. Rather than the telling good stories that may have a political message, but also making it fun for people who may not agree with you. No, no, in your face. In your fucking face. In October 2022, Disney Plus partnered with the BBC on a landmark distribution deal for all upcoming seasons, allowing them exclusive streaming rights for the new episodes outside of the UK and Ireland. Well, over there in Ireland. The deal was for 26 episodes and coincided with the show's 60th anniversary and introduction of the incoming Doctor, Gatwa. For 6 decades, Doctor Who has survived cancellations, reboots, and regenerations. It ended in the late 90s, and then they tried, or not the late 90s, late 80s, and in like the 90s, they tried to bring it back. It was a really good movie, you know, with Paul McGann, but it didn't work out. It really didn't reignite the passion for Doctor Who. And then 2004, 2005 rolls around, and suddenly you get Christopher Eccleston. You get the first episode called Rose, where we're introduced to Rose, probably, you know, not probably, but one of the best companions, most loved companions. And then the rest is history, you know, and it's been going on since like 2005. Christopher Eccleston had one run. Then it was taken up by David Tennant, who, when he was the Doctor, he was pulling in 11 million views, and this was before streaming services. And I say this all the time to really let people wrap their minds around how much of a character this guy was. Before streaming services, this man was able to pull 11 million views per episode. And here we are in the age of streaming services, where you can watch it literally anywhere, anytime. These episodes barely breaking 3 million. Shouldn't it have more? It's more accessible. It's not just being shown in the UK, and you can watch it on the go. If you're sitting on the train, if you're in your, you know, backseat of the car, in a restaurant, you can sit there and watch Doctor Who. And yet there's less views now than there was in 2005, 2006 when David Tennant was the Doctor. But please, please do tell me how Doctor Who is more popular now than it was then. But from David Tennant, we get Matt Smith, who is amazing, you know, very young. I mean, I think Matt Smith was like, what, 28 when he became the Doctor? You know, we go from this very stern sort of Doctor to, oh, you know, waving my hands all about. But he's very serious when he needs to be, and he can be very scary when he needs to be. And then from there, we get Peter Capaldi, who really was the last Doctor. And Peter Capaldi was great. True Doctor Who fans been watching the show since it, you know, aired, essentially. And he basically enveloped what Doctor Who was, what it was supposed to be. And throughout his run, he embodied pretty much every Doctor at some point, but he also had his own personality. But then when you get to Jodie Whittaker, she didn't have her own personality. It was basically David Tennant, Matt Smith, you know, certain situations she's throwing her hands all about. And then, you know, she was doing the David Tennant, what? You know, that bull crap, except not as charming. So she didn't have a real person. No, you know what? She did have personality. It was bitching about how hard it is being a woman. But Doctor Who was great. 6 decades, it was great. Now, again, streaming services, not even breaking like 3 million views. It should be more popular, the ratings should be, but it's not. The ratings are worse than they were in fucking 2005 when this show first came back. Like, how is that possible? For 6 decades, Doctor Who has survived cancellation, reboots, and regenerations, but Disney's exit may be its most uncertain cliffhanger yet. Trouble in the TARDIS. Time and relative dimension and space. For people who didn't know what TARDIS meant. As part of the Doctor Who deal, Disney didn't just get international streaming rights, but also contributed to the production budget of the modern series' 14th season, officially branded as Season 1 under Disney relaunch, but upon release, the show's ratings were extremely disappointing. Even showrunner Russell T Davies acknowledged that it was not doing that well. No, sir, I don't like it. Like that fucking, the horse from fucking Ren and Stimpy. No, sir, I don't like it. By July 2024, speculation was already running high that Disney wouldn't renew their contract. As the new episode of Doctor Who continued rolling out, Gatwa sparked controversy with political statements, and the series experienced the lowest ratings it's seen in its entire 60-year history. How the fuck do you do that? Gatwa ultimately stepped down from his role, from the role a year later, explaining that at 32 years old, I'm getting old and my body was tired. Peter Capaldi would like to have a word with you. How old is he? Hang on. So, Peter Capaldi was over the age of 50 when he was doing Doctor Who. And this fucking 32-year-old's like, my body, I'm old. I'm getting old and my body was tired. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. At that time, Disney Plus was still lagging behind other streaming services in total subscribers and may have been considering it if Doctor Who was providing a good return on investment. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. In April 2024, Forbes reported on Disney's 11 billion streaming losses. With so many other financial challenges continuing to prop up the struggling Doctor Who may have seemed an unnecessary burden. Lindsay Salt, BBC drama director, said, "We like to thank Disney Plus for being terrific global partners and collaborators over the past 2 seasons. This isn't the end of Doctor Who. However, as she promised fans that Russell T Davies is returning to write a 2026 Christmas, oh boy, a series mainstay. Beyond that, she assured fans that the Doctor is not going any. Maybe he should. Maybe he should. And we will be announcing plans for the next series in due course, which will ensure the TARDIS remains at the heart of the BBC. Without Disney Plus helping to foot the bill, it'll be interesting to see the budgetary constraints change the look and feel of the next generation of Doctor Who. Perhaps a greater interest to remaining fans will be how the show navigates Gatwa's exit and regeneration as the Doctor. At the end of the last episode, he regenerated into his form, in the form of the Ninth Doctor's companion, Rose Tyler. The breaking with established lore proved extremely controversial, with some calling it stunt casting. What it was exactly why they brought David Tennant back. People saw this, and they're like, "Hey guys, you remember Rose, right? You guys remember Billie Piper? She was, like the very first companion of New Who. You guys remember how much you loved her? Look, there she is right there. Please watch our show." That's all it was. That's all it fucking was. I guarantee you they didn't have any fucking idea where they were going to go with this. They were just like, we need to do something. We need to get something to get people excited. But again, these people in Hollywood work at the BBC or whatever. These people think you're fucking retarded. They think that you're going to see this and be like, "Oh yes, Rose Tyler, me gonna watch show now." No, people are going to see this and be like, "Okay, I see what you're doing. It's not going to work." They think you're fucking stupid. They think that, "Hey guys, look, nostalgia." Dangling that nostalgia in front of you is going to make you watch. But people saw right through this. People saw right through this and saw it for what it was. A cheap ploy of, please watch our show. The same way they're like, hey guys, you remember David Tennant and Catherine Tate? You know, the 10th Doctor and Donna Noble? Yeah, you remember them? Well, they're coming back. They're coming back for the 60th anniversary. Please watch our show. That's all it was. But they think you're fucking stupid, and they think that, you know, hey, look, guys, nostalgia. And they're like, we are dumb. We will watch Doctor Who because of nostalgia character. Because they think you're fucking stupid. And unfortunately, a lot of you are. A lot of you like, oh my god, yes! Rose Tyler's back! Slay Queen! Not even questioning why they're bringing her back. Not questioning lore-wise, how is this even making fucking sense? It's like, oh my god, yes, nostalgia! Oh my god, strong, powerful woman! I mean, unfortunately, a lot of you are fucking retarded. But the breaking with established lore proved extremely controversial with, yeah, stunt casting. Even a new Doctor, however, may not be enough to revive the iconic series. Conclusion? The current sentiment online seems to lean towards the franchise going dormant. Yeah. Yeah. Let Doctor Who finally die. No more regenerations. It could be that the Doctor has finally run out of time to redeem himself. Let's make a show about like a Doctor Who series based on Missy. Let's get Michelle Gomez back. Let's get some Missy. I loved Missy. She was an amazing character. Or John Sims. You know? He was an amazing master. But you know, let's get the wacky adventures of Nardole. I hate the fucking character, but you know, even that would be better than whatever the fuck they're producing now. The wacky misadventures of Nardole. But it's, you know, it's like I said the last time I talked about this. They bring back Susan, right? Susan, who is the Doctor's granddaughter, who was there very first episode of Doctor Who in like 1963, 1964. They bring her back and do nothing with her. Just like, grandfather, time to wake up, or some bullshit like that. They don't really do anything with her, which again, it's Susan. You have this amazing character who is connected to the Doctor, who was there in the very first episode of Doctor Who, and you do nothing with them, all because it was just a hey guys, look, nostalgia. See, it's Susan. You remember Susan, the Doctor's granddaughter? Yes, please, come on, please watch their show. But apart from not knowing who the fucking Doctor is and what he actually stands for, to this fucking constant member berry type bullshit going on, Doctor Who is not Doctor Who. As I've said before, it's Doctor Who gives a shit. No one gives a shit about the show, and the ratings just prove that. Again, 2005, 2006, when David Tennant was the Doctor, 11 million views, and this was before streaming services, when you could watch it on the go anywhere you are. That was before. How the fuck do we go from 11 million views for an episode in 2005 to barely 3 million in 2025, when you have, it's more ease of access at this point? How the fuck does that even happen? How do you go from 11 million to barely breaking 3? But you want to sit here and try to tell me that the show's still fucking popular? that people still care about it. No. If people really cared about it, the views would not only be just 11 million, again, more accessible now. It would be way past 11 million. It'd be like other shows can get, like 100 something million. But no, we're getting like 3 million in 2025 with streaming services. But please do tell me how the show is more popular now. You got a fucking doctor who cries at the drop of a fucking hat. They made me be more sensitive. No, that's not who the doctor is. The doctor isn't a whiny fucking pussy. Again, this is a dude who fucking wiped out his entire planet. Gallifrey, gone. Because of him. And he carries that trauma with him. Well, I mean, now we know Gallifrey is fine, you know, but it was different, you know, when we saw, like, David Tennant. Very rarely, I mean, with him and Rose being separated, you saw, like, a tear, but he wasn't like, when Amy and Rory die, you know, that's a moment where you know the Doctor is going to cry, which he did, which rightly so, his companions both die. But this dude, every fucking episode, is like, that's not who the Doctor is. His companions are now like, oh, gotta be strong, powerful females. You gotta put the Doctor in his place. The Doctor is, oh, boo hoo hoo. The episodes are racism bad, Donald Trump bad, white people bad, guns are bad. But it's in your face. It's not subtle anymore. It's not clever. It's not witty. It's not fun. It's just preaching. If I want it to be preached to, I go to fucking church. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.